Here we go. Well, the conference championships are set in the NFL. Jaden Daniels, unbelievable, greatest rookie quarterback in the history of football. Going to Philly. Philly tried to give that snow game away against the Rams. Buffalo just takes care of the football and erases Baltimore's chance as Lamar turns it over twice and they drop a ill-fated 2-point play. But of course, once again, your Kansas City Chiefs Swift refs come through with a victory under at least questionable circumstances. Let's get into it. Brother Richie, your backseat quarterback. Thank you. Four teams left in the NFL. Three of them I love. One of them, me, like anybody that's not a Chiefs fan or a Swiftie or Roger Goodell, because that's the only 30 people that are rooting for the Chiefs. Swifties, Chiefs fans, Roger Goodell. Thank you, Cooper Eisen, for that one. Rich's kid. Credit where credit's due. Three teams I love. And the demon. And, I'm going to get to the officiating. And it's not even the calls that everybody's bitching about. You know what? They say they're going to make the call in favor of protecting the quarterback. And I'll even live with, the one Will Anderson in the first quarter, that could have been, it was possibly face mask to face mask barely. And he's getting the flag. And the second one, he's piddle-paddling around. He never just goes down. He never gives himself up, but yet you can't hit him. So he's doing his little pitter-patter thing, and then he cuts inside, then he goes down, and they smack helmets. And you know what? I'll even accept that. Okay? And they say they do that for the safety of quarterbacks, except for when Jared Goff just gets blown up helmet to helmet on an interception, pick six, no call. I always put in the caveat is, what if it was Mahomes? And you know what? Or Jaden Daniels, 2 steps out of bounds, gets shoved almost into the bleachers, no call. What if it was Mahomes? Or Lamar Jackson, 2 steps out of bounds, gets dragged down, no call. What if it's Mahomes? But they can have all that. The most, am I a little glitchy here? The most aggravating part of it, and I didn't break down all the film, and I will. I'm going to put together not the obvious ones. It's when Kelsey catches a little swing pass at the 20, and he steps backwards and tries to make a football move, and then they spin him down at the 23, and they give him the 19.5 when it should be at the 22. Or when the Houston receiver dives for the first down to the 14-yard line, and his knee is not on the ground, and they show it in slow motion. They show it in fast time, and he's down to the 13, but they put it at the 15 to make sure it's a third down. And it's always that one extra yard that goes the Chiefs' way, whether they have the ball or they're on defense. That's the bullshit. That's the crap that pisses me off. That's the stuff that people don't talk about enough. He's going to get all the calls, sure. But when every single instance, the benefit of the doubt or the shitty call or the official comes running in at an angle to make sure that KC gets that extra yard, to make sure they get the first down or it's 4th down for the other team. Every effing time. That's the aggravating part to me. Sports Rock Radio, Brother Richie, the spirit of sports, your backseat quarterback on Not Pods. So, yeah, Buffalo Bills, you know what you're going in against. Is there 7 officials? Yeah? So you're playing 18 guys. Be better than all of them. Don't give them the chance. And you know what? They're going to call the flag anyway. Bring in your third string, 53rd player, third string linebacker on kickoff team. Bring him in on a third down, obvious passing down. Put him out on the edge. Straight demolish Mahomes, rush, hit him 3 steps late, knock his ass out, take the penalty, take the suspension, take the fine. Knock his ass out. Next time he's going to the sideline, pitter-patter, and goes, knock him out of bounds. Knock him 3 steps out. Take the penalty. Take the expulsion. Take the fine. Fuck him. Sick of it. And I'm not the only one. And how many memes? I mean, the whole public, social media, everybody can't be totally wrong. And you can't be calling Coward, there's no way that it's rigged. You guys are preposterous. You know what? Pull your head out of your ass. And at least realize that there is a chance that the NFL would want KC to win. For one, you get 100 million extra fans with the Swifties and maybe $500 million extra revenue on top of everything else. So you can't tell me it's not at least a possibility that this shit is rigged as shit. For number 2, legalize gambling. When FanDuel and DraftKings and Caesars Bet and Bet ESPN are all, you know, proponents and promoters of the NFL, don't tell me that they're going to leave how many billions, tens and tens of billions of dollars business. They're going to leave that to chance? I think not. So Buffalo Bills, you know what you're going against. Get your third string guy, look him up. Put him on the edge early in the game. First passing down. And come in 3 steps late, 5 steps late. I don't give a shit. Wrap him, throw him on his head, bust something. So I'm fucking sick of it. Fucking sick of it, bro. New theory starting today. I thought of this years ago, sports rock radio. A little bit of tunes in the background. You know, it's always the opening tune and then it kind of fades out. Well, I don't fade out. Some sports rock radio. Brother Richie from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, your backseat quarterback, Hawaii Ne. Welcome. Tuesday, high noon. If it's high noon, it's high time for Not Pod's backseat quarterback on Facebook. Richie Peterson, Not Pods, on my YouTube channel. I think I'm on Instagram too. I got some notes. I'm going to go short today. I got some notes about Saturday and Sunday, but I'm going to tell you, it's so frustrating. And it's just so aggravating. I mean, sure. Get your 100 million extra fans. And the Swifties, they're showing her more and Caitlin Clark in the box than they're showing the players by the end of the game. And is it just coincidence that her boyfriend, you don't cover him and he's the best tight end in the history of football? And you just don't cover him? And they don't have any receivers to speak of that are any good. They don't even look at their wide receivers. And their best guy that's a tight end that's easily doubleable because he's in the middle of the field is running wide open with not a guy 10 yards away. Are we this stupid? That's not coincidence that it happens to be Taylor Swift's boyfriend that has a huge game every playoff game. You know, I just saw this. The Texans are the first team in NFL history to outgain a team by 100 yards or more and have 0 turnovers and lose. This is the 50th game where one team has outgained another by 100 or more yards and had 0 turnovers, and they were 49-0 going into this week in the history of the NFL. Well, imagine that. It's the Kansas City Swift refs, so now it's 49-1. I'll give you the first roughing the passer, sure, especially from that angle. The second one is just, for one, he's a running back now. Once he piddle paddles and he never goes down because he knows somebody needs to beat his ass, put him on his ass, ACL, bust his neck. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of this shit. So he needs to realize what sport he's playing and who he's fucking with. But, protect the quarterbacks, but protect them all. What is this? Performance issues. Any other apps? I don't know, bro. If I'm going off, you can go to, if Facebook's having issues, you can go to YouTube. Nobody's listening anyway, bro. I'm losing steam on this. But I will not give up. I'll be back next year. I'm going to go through the Super Bowl. Not Pods will take a break. I'll do, if there's big news, I'll do some draft stuff. I'll do some combine stuff. But I'm all NFL. But I'm telling you, there's millions like me. And guaranteed, we're one step closer to the Super Bowl boycott. And I will do a petition online. You know what? If they cheat their way to another Super Bowl, NFL, take a hike. And take a hike. Super Bowl Sunday, go take a hike. Don't watch. If the Chiefs are in, if there's another game, they're 1 for 1 so far with 5 at least questionable calls. At least. And if they're in the Super Bowl and more bullshit, and Josh Allen ain't getting calls and Mahomes is, and they're making sure that it's 4th down and, running at an angle and, oh, right here's the spot. And by the way, if you're using Big Brother, use him. Video assistance, use it. You can keep the first flag. When the two Houston guys go over the top and smack each other, unless you're calling unnecessary roughness on your own teammate, pick that flag up. So if you're going to use Big Brother, use it. The common sense rule. If it's obvious to everybody in the bar and everybody in the stadium and everybody across the world, then change the call. Bust his ass, bro. Get one of your kickoff team linebacker guys that's just an animal and bust his ass. And make it late. Wait till he throws the ball. Wait till he's just standing there. Take the fine, take the suspension, take the kicked out of the game, take the penalty, take all the social media crap you're going to get, because it's only going to be from about this little of a place in the middle of America. And the rest of the country will say, thank you, Sean McDermott, and whatever the guy's name is. Turnovers. I talk about this. I don't have the exact numbers. I haven't done my homework yet, but I know that all 4 winning teams got outgained, but all 4 of them had 0 turnovers. Houston had 0. KC had 0. All the losing teams, Rams had 2. Baltimore had 3. And the Lions had 5 turnovers. You value the ball. Don't turn the ball over and have a 50-50 run pass and you win games. And it's never more evident than the playoffs. I want to get into Washington, Detroit, because that's the game that I have to work on the weekends, and Saturday, Sunday I have the kids, so I think I'm going to do pretty much just Washington, Detroit, and I've already I'm going to tell you, Baltimore should not have gone for 2 when they're down 2 in the 10 minutes left in the game and you score a touchdown. You're down 8. Kick the extra point. It always comes back to haunt you. And Mark Andrews, I remember Jackie Smith, bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America. Part 2, Mark Andrews on the 2-point conversion. Although you've been averaging 8 yards a carry with your running game, Derrick Henry and Lamar, even the easiest pass, it's just a higher level of difficulty when you have to throw the ball rather than hand it off or keep it. So to Washington, Detroit, going to break that game down. I'm going to call it a day. We'll go 20 minutes today, maybe. Why does Detroit insist upon starting David Montgomery? He was out for 3 weeks. Look what Jahmyr Gibbs does. He's out 3 weeks. You don't know if he's going to be 100%. He gets the ball, gets 2 yards. They're 3 and out their first series, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, and then they score twice in a row. But you're putting yourself in the hole because what you want to establish, he can be Knuckles and Sonic. Jahmyr Gibbs. Why are we starting David Montgomery in the second round of the playoffs when Jahmyr Gibbs has been an animal and a beast without him? So you're just digging yourself a little hole. Even though you got a turnover on downs and scored, you still went 3 and out on your first possession without Jahmyr Gibbs. Tom Brady better and better in the booth. At first, I thought he was ass. Now I really like him. His cadence, his tempo, his timing was, you got to admit, was off early, but week by week, better. And I think he's going to make a huge difference with the Raiders, too. They didn't get Ben Johnson, but you listen to Tom Brady if you're Mark Davis. Too late, dog. Can't go back. Jahmyr Gibbs, amazing. Is he number 1 pick next year? I don't know. I wonder at this as I watch the size and the speed of the NFL. As I watch, it's just, how the hell do these guys even get up from some of these hits? It amazes me. They just pop up like it's no big deal, and I know they're conditioned for it, but it is a violent man's sport. That'll bring me back to kickers. Get them out. Just shave the goalpost. They should just, some team just, we took them down. Sorry. What are you going to do? We don't have any. We'll forfeit. I don't want this skinny little fuck that never plays it down and never has to make a tackle, never has to catch a pass, never has to block anybody, never has to get tackled, never has to get hit. He's not in charge of winning football games or losing anymore. So cut down the goalposts. We're good. Goff, 3 turnovers. Bro, you can't turn the ball over in the playoffs. All 4 winning teams had 0 turnovers. All 4 teams got outgained. Buffalo got outgained by 160 yards or something. 2 winning quarterbacks had 127 and 128 yards passing, respectively. And they win because they play solid defense and they don't turn the ball over and they run the ball. It's everything. Did the Lions really have a chance? 18 defensive starters on IL this year. IR. DL, IR, whatever. 18 defensive starters have been on IR this season for the Lions. So you're going to lose both your coordinators, Dan Campbell. That's going to be a huge – you're not an X's and O's guy. You're not the best situationally, Dan Campbell. You're a great leader. You're a great motivator. I think, you put things in the boxes where they belong, but you better get OC and DC next hire better be right. And you are morphing fourth down, changing the landscape of the NFL. Nobody punts on 4th and 1 anymore. I kind of dig it. Yeah. Jaden Daniels gets shoved by Curtis Joseph. 2 yards out of bounds, shoved, almost hits the grandstands. No flag. And anytime there's no flag, just ask it's like, what would Jesus do? What if it was Mahomes? He's getting every single one. Don't tell me it's for safety, because you don't protect the other quarterbacks the same way you do him. It's a safety of the league. Like, we need 100 million more fucking Swifties. There's not enough fans, not enough money. Jahmyr Gibbs, every time he gets the ball, can break it. Is he #1 pick next year? But sometimes just turn upfield and get the 4 yards. Once in a while, he tries to do too much. Can't hit a home run every play. Sometimes you take the single, sometimes you take the walk. And, sure, sometimes you go for the home run and you strike out. But there's certain times and situations, just turn upfield and get the 4 yards. Because 2nd down and 6 and 2nd down and 11 is a huge difference. Jaden Daniels, let's talk a little Jaden Daniels. No rookie ever. Not even close. 6 rookies have started divisional championship games. None have made the Super Bowl. The other 5 averaged like 150 yards, 50% completion, and had a great defense, and, just don't lose a game. This guy, 4th downs, 3rd downs, big plays, you go win the game as a rookie with a defensive-minded coach, hired the right guy, Kingsbury. Age of a coach doesn't matter. Relating to the players matters, but doesn't matter. You don't need an up-and-comer guy. You just need someone to put the pieces together, someone to relate and communicate. And Jaden Daniels, the trust in a rookie quarterback. And they said from the get-go, this guy's like nobody. The poise, his heartbeat, he's at like 32 beats per minute, whether they're ahead, behind, 4th and 2, 1st and 10, blowout. It's phenomenal to watch, and I love it. Don't flip into the end zone, dumbasses. Did you see Lamar Jackson 2 years ago? Almost broke his ribs. Just get in the end zone. Act like you've been there. If you got to dive because there's a guy on your back and then you flip, whatever. But when you have a wide open, you're looking back, and that should be, how is that not taunting? Isn't that the ultimate taunting? I'm going to flip right in front of your face. Just don't do it. Act like you've been there before. Barry Sanders, hand the ball to the official. I wish I'd have waited one more year to pick a favorite team. I'm a Packer fan now. For those who don't know the story, I was a Raider fan forever since 72. I was 5 years old. And they moved to LA, and I'm in Oregon, no big deal. Then they moved back to Oakland, great. But then they moved to Vegas and Mark Davis and all the crap, and I said, F off. So I wish I'd have waited one more year, because I could adopt the Commanders easy. I'm going to call Woos after this. Love you guys. Broken record. If we're going to use Big Brother, can we just use it? What arbitrary ruling? Well, you can look at this, but you can't look at that. Well, why can't you? Why can't you? I'm telling you that Sam Darnold, I can't remember who it was, maybe Detroit. No. Yeah, it might have been. In the end zone, gets his face turned around, like obvious. And even the defender's like, oh, man. Oh, crap. It might have been the Rams. It's just like, shit. And then there's no flag. And then you look at it, but Big Brother can't throw that flag. That's when I would have said, you know what, fire me. I'd have put on the mic and said, I'm changing the rule right now. You can fire me later. As of now, common sense rule, personal foul, face mask. We missed it, but it's obvious. Give them the drive. Let them see if they can win the game. You're going to do it, do it. How about robots? Get a strike zone and get robots. Just have cameras everywhere, and then there's a guy that throws the flag. So they did a pitch, then shovel pass. Unbelievable. Semi-trick plays. Why not have 15 of them a game? So you have to deal with everything else, but then there's also the chance that he might do that, that, and that. What if you had the defense thinking that much? Why you only do that once every 3 games? What if you did seven a game? We're going to do a pitch sweep pass, or he's going to fake pass and run, or double reverse, or the handoff and then shovel pass, or the hook and ladder. I'm doing that 7-8 times a game. Think about how stressed the D is going to be. And then when you're running your normal shit, they're still thinking about that. And then you're on the ball saying, "Sat hut." Dude. Page 3, I don't know. Page 4. Jaden Daniels, he doesn't get sacked, bro. You can have a free blitzer right up the face. He's going to avoid it. He's going to either make something happen downfield or with his legs. He's going to get out of bounds. He doesn't get hit. He got hurt a little bit, middle of the season. He had a couple off games where he was hurt a little bit, and we thought, oh, here comes the wall, rookie wall. Nope. Last 6 games before this, they won on the last play. Unbelievable. Then on 4th and 2, tight formation, you fake up the gut, QB sweep. 4th and 2, you have spread out, and then you run up the gut. You don't 4th and 1 and put everybody in the box and go blue 82 by 82, hut, hut, and then go up the gut. If you're going up the gut, you spread out. If you're going to go RPO, then you bring in tight. You don't bring in tight 22 guys in the box and run up the gut. You can't blitz him. Can't stop him on 3rd down or 4th down. If I'm a Commanders fan, I am elated. Go win the Super Bowl this year. Be even more elated, and then you got the future too. Why is a stiff arm? How is that not illegal hands to the face? So you have the ball, it's okay to smack anybody, but anybody without the ball, you can't be smacking them. But if you have the ball, smack them. Now, I bet if Patrick Mahomes was a safety, and he came up to tackle Derrick Henry, and Henry gave him, personal foul, hands to the face, Derrick Henry. Guaranteed. Detroit's down 14 points with 6.5 minutes left, and they're huddling. 0 sense of urgency. I don't get it. You want to know, is this the most good riddance story in the history of anything? That toxic, misogynistic, probably racist, probably, just the most toxic office space situation. Dan Snyder. And Josh Harris takes over, and they draft a quarterback, and they're 1 game away from the Super Bowl in 1 season, less than a year. Talk about a good riddance story, Dan Snyder. How did they let it go on that long? Slapping, it's like in the 50s, drinking martinis and slapping the secretary in the ass and saying, "Good job, Toots." That's what I picture it was like in the Redskins building for 20 years. Just a martini. Hey, Toots. Smack her in the butt as she walks by. Good riddance story. We got to stop the aiding and abetting a runner. So I saw, might have been Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's being held up, but you know how they can always push. 320-pound lineman comes full speed and hits his own guy in the back. How is that safe? And that can happen anytime. And it used to be against the rules. I see Snowman for Buffalo pulling James Cook by his back of his shoulder pads, pulling him forward. Not just pushing, pulling. It's illegal. Make it illegal again. No more tush push. No more aiding and abetting a running back. 15 yards, get it out. Push tush is rugby. It's not football. You know, all you A.J. Browns and Golden Ticket from Pittsburgh and Divas and Terrell Owens and all you guys, you should take some notes from Cooper Kupp. He got one target in the first round against Minnesota. One target, one catch, one target. He blocks every play. He runs precise routes every play. Never says a word. Not a prima donna. Take notes. Take notes from the white guy. Because there's not many of them at receiver. And Big Brother, the micromanaging of instant replay. The call on the field, and he dives to here, but if you slow it down pixel by pixel, and there's his knee down, and the ball's right there. Oh, pixel by pixel, the knee might be okay. Oh, he's half an inch short, and then they'll put it like a yard, half a yard. You know, I've been saying in instant replay, maybe it should be max half speed. Maybe it should just be full speed. You watch some of this shit, he's 5 yards in the end zone. But if you break it down pixel by pixel, that's not real life, people. That is not the intent of what instant replay was established for. I mean, before gambling was a huge deal and before there was $50 million quarterbacks, it was just to make sure that they didn't get things egregiously wrong. Incontrovertible evidence. Now it's Vegas on the phone. Oh, yeah, no, he's down because there's 80% of the money on that. So make sure it goes that way. Money's here, call's going there. Brother Richie, fed up. I am, I'm trying to be, I was going to be more positive, but no. Because there's nothing positive about what's happening with the Chiefs. Unless, if it's your team, I'd love it if it was the Blazers or the Beavers. Taylor Swift started dating a Beaver. Bring it. Okay. Love you guys. One person came to watch. You know what? We'll start again next year. I will not give up. Your backseat quarterback, and I'm TikToking too. That came back. I'm going to do a couple of those today. Love you guys. Have a nice evening, afternoon, wherever you may be. Ahui ho. Aloha.